Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's severe weather update. So we have another dangerous day of severe weather today, where the Storm Prediction Center has issued an enhanced risk of severe weather across much of central southern Iowa, southeastern Nebraska, northeastern Kansas, and northern Missouri in the orange today, including Des Moines, Iowa, Omaha, and Lincoln, Nebraska. We have a slight risk of severe weather covering much of Nebraska, northern Kansas, north central Missouri, much of Illinois, western Kentucky, and northwestern Tennessee in the yellow, as well as much of northern Iowa. And we have another slight risk of severe weather across northwestern Texas into southwestern Oklahoma in this yellow area. We have a marginal risk surrounding these areas covering much of Texas into Louisiana, southern Arkansas, southwest Oklahoma in the dark green, as well as much of Tennessee, Kentucky, western North Carolina, Virginia, as well as southern Wisconsin into much of Indiana, and another marginal risk across portions of southeastern Montana, northeast Wyoming, and western South Dakota. And looking at today's tornado threat, we have a 5% chance of tornadoes touching down within 25 miles of a location across southeastern Nebraska, far northern Missouri, and much of central southern Iowa in this brown area today. So if you live in areas like Lincoln, Omaha, Des Moines, make sure you're paying attention to uh, the weather today, as we could be seeing a few tornadoes in your area, and have your tornado shelter plan in place in case we have some spin up tornadoes. We have a 2% chance of tornadoes touching down within 25 miles of a location in the green area, covering the rest of southeast Nebraska, north central Iowa, western Illinois, and northern Missouri, as well as far northeastern Kansas in the dark green. Looking at today's damaging wind threat, we have a significant damaging wind threat across portions of Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, and Iowa today, where the Storm Prediction Center has issued a 30% chance of damaging straight line winds of 58 miles per hour stronger within 25 miles of a location in this red area today. And we have a hatched area covering portions of the risk area, the 30 and 15% risk area. So we could be seeing wind gusts of 75 miles per hour stronger in this black hatched area today. So make sure you're preparing for numerous damaging wind gusts, some over hurricane force if you live in the red and hatched areas today. We have a 15% wind risk in the yellow area today and a 5% wind risk in the brown area today. We also have a 5% or a 15% hatched wind risk across northwestern Texas, including Abilene and Wichita Falls. And some of these wind gusts could be going over 75 miles per hour as well. So make sure you're preparing for scattered, damaging to very damaging wind gusts if you live across areas like Abilene and Wichita Falls today, and a 5% chance in the brown area. Looking at the hail threat today, we have a significant hail threat across portions of Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, northern Missouri, western Illinois as well, where a 30%, 15%, and hatched area have been issued by the Storm Prediction Center. And some of these hailstones could be going to golf ball, baseball, softball, tennis ball size today. So if you live anywhere in the red, yellow hatched areas, make sure you're parking your cars in the garage, as we could be seeing some very damaging hail across these areas today. Also, we have a 15% hatched hail risk across western and northwestern Texas in this yellow hatched area, including Abilene and Wichita Falls. So make sure you're parking your cars in the garage if you live in these areas today as well. And we have a 5% hail risk covering much of Texas, northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, southwestern Oklahoma, as well as much of the Tennessee Valley, as well as portions of South Dakota, southeast Montana, northern Wyoming today. So, timing out the storms, we're going to be seeing storms developing around 6 o'clock this evening across Nebraska, but we're going to likely see an initial round of storms across portions of Illinois and Kentucky. These could be producing large hail, damaging winds as early as 4 o'clock Central Daylight Time this afternoon, and these storms will continue through the evening across the Tennessee Valley, and then we'll see our secondary set of storms develop across central Iowa, likely producing very large hail when they develop around 7 to 8 p.m. this evening. And then we're going to have a mesoscale convective system develop across southeastern Nebraska with likely some discrete supercells ahead of it producing very large hail and some scattered tornadoes near the Lincoln and Omaha areas, as well as Des Moines. Watch out, as we're going to be seeing discrete supercells producing very large hail, possibly gorilla hail of golf ball, baseball, softball, tennis ball size around 9 p.m. this evening across areas like Des Moines, Iowa, as well as Lincoln and Omaha. Going into 10 o'clock, the very strong mesoscale convective system is going to push across Omaha with large hail damaging winds and scattered tornadoes. As we go into around 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock, the very powerful mesoscale convective system is going to push into south central Iowa, northwestern Missouri, producing damaging straight line winds at this point, and possibly another line across southeastern Iowa. There's going to be a lot of storm coverage today. Looking at 2 a.m. this evening, storms pushing into northwest Illinois, northeastern Missouri, southern Wisconsin. Another separate mesoscale convective system could be ongoing across portions of Tennessee, southeastern Missouri. And then going into the middle of the night, 3 a.m., could see very strong damaging winds into west central Illinois. And then going towards St. Louis by 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. So this is going to be a rough afternoon and evening for the Midwest, as we're going to be seeing a lot of damaging storms moving through the areas this afternoon and evening. And taking a brief look at the rainfall accumulations, do believe that there could be some flash flooding issues, especially across northern Illinois, southern Illinois, western Kentucky, central western Tennessee. Widespread 1 to 3 inches of rain are forecasted or projected in the HRRR model, and we could be seeing some isolated rain totals getting up to 5 to 6 inches where the rain trains in the same areas. So make sure you're preparing for some flooding, especially if you live in north southern Illinois, western Kentucky, central western Tennessee today and tonight. So thanks for watching today's severe weather update. Make sure you're preparing for widespread severe weather this evening and overnight. We live across portions of southeastern Nebraska, northeastern Kansas, northern Missouri, and much of Iowa. Thanks for watching today's severe weather update. Have a wonderful day, my friends.